I'm going to start by going off script, which I shouldn't do, but I will. I worked with Clayton for 30 years at Golden West Radio, so Clayton, this is special just because you're here, for sure. Kelly, how you described your season is magical. I had many seasons of magical seasons just like you described. And ice cream does save or solve everything, but there were so many magical seasons and things to remember for sure. And Tyson, when I was 10, I had my skates on, I was dragged back down the stairs. Kurt, your dad, Eugene, said, you're going to ref the 6-year-old hockey game. I reffed 27 years after that moment. The other person that got dragged down the stairs is still reffing today, and he's in his 50th year. So that says something too. You know, people that are in the sport and bringing other people into the sport. So we're looking for 50 years. Good afternoon. When Baseball Manitoba announced the award winners, I received a number of tweets, texts, and I will share 2 of those with you this afternoon. The first text came from a close friend who went straight to the point, and in quotes, "You are now officially old." So I will always be in debt to Baseball Manitoba for officially making me old, and a little less in debt for a friend who pointed it out. Thank you, Kurt. The other acknowledgement was a tweet, and I'll share that in a moment. Brenda did say that I had a mic and I could use it, so I have a little bit here, so just bear with me. A few memories and thoughts, and I will start when I was young. When I was 10 years old on a sunny summer Saturday morning, my dad said, "Hey Conley, go grab Lyndon," that's my backdoor neighbor, "and jump in the car." So I ran through the bushes in the backyard, went into the neighbor's house, because that's what you do, you don't knock. Grab a chocolate chip cookie from the freezer, because that's what you do. And you tell your best friend that we're supposed to get in the car. No questions answered, again, because as soon as you wake up in the morning in our neighborhood, the village was there to raise you, so no one asked any questions, we jumped in the car. Little did we know that my dad had convinced the town council of the day that they were supposed to set aside some space for a baseball diamond in Altona. That day we were told to sit in the back of a 6-foot wide Herald being pulled by a Ford tractor, no seatbelts, no helmets, no sunscreen because the ozone layer was still in good shape, and we didn't use sunscreen because back in those days we still used oil. Our job that day was simple, had very simple instructions. Reach into a 5-gallon pail, grab a handful of grass seed, throw it in the air, and then repeat. Let me know when you run out, were the instructions. Oh, and one last thing, don't die. If you've ever been on a 6-foot wide arrow with someone driving the tractor in front of you, you know you want to hang on. If you played at ball in Altona, you know that that day was a success. You've seen the diamonds in Altona. The next day we were told to plant all the trees around the park, 10 cents a tree. And 3 weeks later we were told to go hold those same trees or weed those same trees because the thistles were taller than the trees themselves. A year later, to save the ankles of the ball players, we were taught how to lasso gophers. No guns allowed in town, and the outcome was not great for the gopher. Unless you didn't pull hard enough, then you just found yourself with a pet gopher. There are a lot of life lessons, I'll tell you, in that story, and the start of many, many years of engaging in baseball in the community of Altona, in South Central, and of course in Manitoba. A little story that describes baseball community in Altona. Morgan was hosting the AA Westerns. I don't know why Morgan didn't allow us to host them that year, but it wasn't us that time. But I was the Western rep for the tournament. And into the second game, second inning of day 1, the rain came down, and it came down hard. Play was suspended, and the question came up, like, what are we going to do? As the Western rep, it wasn't my job to coordinate any of this, but I certainly took hold, and I called Gord Swatsky, also here today. I called Gord. Obviously Val answered the phone, got Gord off this tractor in his yard, who then called the mayor, who then called the town, who then probably called Ken and Ben and Melvin, as it goes. And we brought the coaches together in Morden and explained that we were going to move the venue to Altona because they didn't have any rain. Then there was a convoy of people from Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and BC following my vehicle from Morden to Altona. Upon arriving in the park only 90 minutes after that first call, diamonds were cut, diamonds were raked, diamonds were chalked, Scorekeepers were available, shelters were put up, PA systems were put up. I don't know what else to say except that when I first came through the evergreen trees, the person I saw was doing his last lap of cutting the grass, and that was the mayor of Altona. Talk about a community that gets together, and I get to be a part of that. So again, that speaks well to the wonderful people in Altona and how we got together to build what we built. Yeah, I'm going off script again, but again, as a coach and a player, one of the memories that sticks out, and again, my Pee Wee coach was Wilbur Funk. He's in the program as a umpire of the year, also a Baseball Hall of Fame member as an umpire. Again, as a role model, he umped for 40 years. When he turned 73, he umped 73 games that year. That's pretty special. Those are the people that I got to grow up with, and those are the people that were my role models. I look down at the two tables here from Altona. I see a mayor, I see two former principals, I see school teachers, I see a CFO, council members, United Way presidents, credit union board members. If someone in this audience screams that they need a doctor, we brought one of those with us too, so we're well covered. If we need the anthem sung, we have an opera singer who's also an all-star first baseman, played ball with the Andersons boy, John, and who also is an opera singer. Who knew our AAA kids were going to be opera singers? That's not what we planned, but it happened, and it's good. We have a nurse, we have an occupational therapist, we have frontline health workers just sitting at those two tables alone. And again, that's what I got to grow up with, and those were my role models. It's special. There are people here that taught me just do what needs to be done. Again, wonderful role models, mentors, peers, all very fitting. I've been blessed to coach with, and participate on boards, committees with, and all wonderful people. Again, opportunities to coach provincials, Western champions, and on a couple of occasion nationals. We had a grade 4, 5, 6 teacher, Gord, you're here as well again, and ran pitching machines. Morning, noon, recesses. If you thought that our jobs as coaches were hard in Altona, no, we had Gord, and Gord took care of all practices all day long, for the whole prior to summer and then after summer. It was easy to coach in Altona. The Honor Society recognition has my name on it today, but I view this more as a team win. It belongs to those that have joined me today and many others, and I wish I could name everyone that has blessed my time making this game better in Manitoba. I could share many stories. I think, Brenda, I've probably taken too long already, but we'll save those for another time. Baseball Manitoba, thank you. Baseball Manitoba, the continuity of Morgan and Brenda and now Jason, we've been fortunate to have those folks at the forefront. The names mentioned on the executives today, I thought maybe you guys had all gone already, but you're still here. Right, Tony? I think I still have your number on my phone. Thank you, Baseball Manitoba. Appreciate it. Thank you to my lovely wife, who obviously was there by my side this whole time and continues to be, thankfully. My wonderful family, to Gord, Ken, Ben, Melvin, Kurt, Doug, Lyndon, Clinton. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And to end this, the tweet I was going to share at the end. So this is the tweet. I'm going to hold it together. Proud son moment. No way would I love the game as much as I do without my dad doing all the things he did in our youth to make sure we had access to the game. That is a win. Thank you.